Good evening, folks. How you doing? It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy, also known as Mag. Welcome to another Tuesday night gaming chat where we talk about the latest gaming news and reviews from the last 7 days or so. How is everyone? We are streaming live to Twitch and YouTube. I have been warned there might be issues with the YouTube feed. Not from our end, from YouTube's end. So apologies if it just does end on YouTube. I'm sorry. But I can see lots of people here on Twitch. I know Gozzo was the first one here. He was nice here nice and early. Lulu's here. I'm ready. Let's do this. I can't wait to get all my answers wrong. You never know. You might do well this week. You never know. Gilfly, good evening. How are you, sir? Flame, hello. Retro Shazar, good to see you. Phantom says hello. Maybe in and out of the stream as I'm adulting. I'm making a blank risk assessment doc to make into of a halves problem. Good luck with that. Jenny, good evening. How are you? Great to see you. Rock Muse. Hey, Mag, you're looking well. Thank you. Thank you. I'm doing all right. Thank you. Falco, hello. Super Ninja. What games are you talking about? I will tell you shortly. Don't you worry. My clone, Nag. Hello. Not another gamer guy. I'm ready. There you go. My autocorrect is at it again. I knew what you meant, Phantom. Don't worry. Kindred, good evening. There you go. So there you go. Lulu's challenging her husband. So you got Lulu and Nag in a contest to see how many people get the games right this week. It will become a you problem. I know. I'll deal with it. Don't worry. We'll sort that out. Thank you for the message, by the way, last night. I'll get onto that tomorrow for you. Been on a karaoke kick and been singing some songs from Mary Poppins. There you go. Archon Box, hello, over on YouTube. So YouTube is working. Yo, good evening. How you doing? Gozzo says, I'm good. I've just finished Resident Evil 7. You say it's the weakest one, but just in playing Resident Evil Village, and it's much better. Do you know what, though? I ain't going to spoil it for you. I am going to say, after you've played Resident Evil Village, a lot of things make sense in Resident Evil 7, so then you might feel differently about it. Just saying, because that's how I felt. Mandy Woodall, hello. How are you? Good to see you. Fahrenheit, how are you? Good to see you. How old am I? I am old. There you go. That's all you need to know. All you need to know. I'm middle-aged, hence my name. There you go. No, that's fine. Big Fuzzy Panda, hello. Good evening, sir. How are you? Great to see you all. Obviously, I can't host this show by myself. There's someone who's got a far better knowledge of video games than I ever could have. It is the one and only co-host that knows the most. Please welcome Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
Not too bad. Hope everyone in chat's doing all right.
Yeah, they seem to be doing good. Danke says, hello. Just having problems with my nuts. Okay. My bite nuts. I don't have the right spanner. I'm glad you cleared that up. I was a little bit worried there. So there you go. There you go. I have no idea. I'm not sure what Mandy's on about. She put something. I don't know. I don't know who that is. But there you go. I don't know if that's someone you know, Dave. But I don't know. Well, I don't know. No idea. No idea. I know a couple of spanners. Keep that one to yourself. Big Fuzzy Panda said, David Jones always brightens up our Tuesday evening. There you go.
Good to know.
Good to know. So here we are. What have you been up to, Dave? And what have you been playing?
Well, I've been to the cinema over the weekend. Went to see Project Hail Mary, which was really good. Definitely recommend that to anyone who likes a good bit of sci-fi. Apart from that, I've only been playing Baldur's Gate 3 since last week.
Okay.
I've managed to get finally to Act 3 of the game, although I'm sure there is still hours upon hours upon hours in Act 3 to go through before I can actually finish the game, but I managed to get through Act 2, and it was pretty good. I think I managed to get some of the right sort of decisions done during that act as well, because a lot of things went well for like the characters and some of the quests. Yeah, things were turning out good for the area that I was in, and I was trying to change my play style up a little bit. Because I don't know about you or something who's in chat, but when I'm playing sort of RPGs, you pick up all these like cool things. I always kind of just hoard them and never use them. I'm saving them for that rainy day that never actually comes around. And so I thought I'm actually just going to start using some of this stuff. So I spent about a good like hour or so just like going through everything I actually had hoarded with my main character and like passing it out between everyone else in the party, and actually trying to use some of the things, like the special arrows. They've got like special, it's like say fire or ice area effect, and some of the spells I had that did the same thing. Just things I could use to help make some of the fights a bit easier. Because towards the end of Act 2, it was your party of 4 against multiple enemies, like 10 or more of them at a time, and it can get a bit tricky. I had to reload a few times and retry them, but changed some tactics a bit. Did work, especially using some of the spells did a big area of effects, like to poison loads of people. The health there, and then I managed to get through it all. So it was good. And after like 100 hours of playing the damn thing so far, I was still learning new things to do in it.
Yeah,
it is good, and I will finish it at some point.
We'll have to share your. Yeah, we'll have to share your experiences with our guest next week, because next week we've got the wonderful Professor Stork on, and obviously she is a massive Baldur's Gate streamer. So you could probably, she's played the game through like 4 or 5 times, so you could probably share stories all evening. It's going to be good.
So many different things you can do in that game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Let's see who else we got. Big Fuzzy Yak. Hello, Big Fuzzy Yak. Great to see you. Chloe, welcome on in. Hello to both of you. I finished another game that I wanted to finish, which was Planet of Lana 2.
Oh, nice. I do need to get back to that. I've played a little bit of it.
I won't spoil anything. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as the first. I've got to think about that. And it does something right at the end that kind of has very much divided people, apparently.
Okay.
I'm kind of like on the liked what it did, but I won't spoil it for anyone. But we'll see if it ends up in my top games of the year, but we'll see. Just don't make a typo for Lana. We'll try not to. Hello, Emily. How you doing? Good evening, popping in. Hope you're well. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday at OLL in Norwich. Get your tickets now. I am giving away 2 tickets, by the way. If you've not seen my social media posts, come and join us at Norwich. I will be on stage with the wonderful Dominic Diamond, as well as doing something else on stage on the Saturday daytime. So come and see us. Well, Intensely, the first show in Humble Bundles. Oh, it's in there. There we go. Shall we bring our guest in?
I think we should, right?
Okay, so this evening we have a gentleman who has basically came up with a new concept. Now, some of you might look at it and go, "Oh yeah, well we've kind of seen games in this sort of ilk, in this genre," but this is going to do something very different. It has absolutely smashed its crowdfunding in the last couple of weeks. I looked at the crowdfunding page and absolutely smashed it. Soon to have announcements when it comes to Steam, but we are very privileged to have the person that's behind this game. Please welcome Mr. Peter Butler. Good evening.
Hello everyone.
How you doing?
Great to see you guys.
Great to have you here.
Yeah, great to be here. So I've seen some of your streams; they look really fun. So
bless you. I really appreciate it, because I know you said you watched a couple of streams and then reached out, and it was it on LinkedIn of all things? I'm terrible on LinkedIn.
I think it was. I'm Hey, Views. Yeah, I think it was. I'm so busy at the moment in the thick of it with the game and setting up a company and everything. So I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on YouTube, I'm all over the place. So I can't remember, to be honest, but I think it was. Yeah, it was strange, because obviously I'd have thought it'd be on social media, but there you go. LinkedIn is social media. So
yeah, I'm glad you reached out, because I'll be honest, I'm terrible at LinkedIn. I look at it once every 3 months. So your timing when you sent the message was perfect. When you send it.
Brilliant.
So there you go. Now let's. I'm just going to properly introduce you as I bring this up. So let's show this. There you go. So you are responsible for this brand new game that's going to be winging its way to us, called the Rackerjack, which is a live action survival horror. So obviously we get a lot of survival horror games and we get a lot of FMV games, but tell us what makes this. And when I saw the footage, I was like, this is really, really cool. Tell us what sets this apart and why this is so special, please, Peter.
Yeah. So first of all, I think I'm glitching out a bit, but hopefully you won't lose me. I think it's.
Yeah, I think you're right. Your camera's a bit
I've got it's a camera from like, I don't know, 2013 or something. So that's
Right.
why, probably. So hopefully I'll still be there, but the audio should be fine. Yeah. So what it is, so a lot of people, when they see it, first of all, they're like, oh, it's like Bandersnatch on Netflix.
Yes.
Which is, I can sort of see why, because obviously you've got like kind of like you choose your own adventure with Bandersnatch. You've got like an end bit of like, you can go this way, you can go that way. But with this, there's this new technology come out called Gaussian splatting, which basically allows you to scan locations and they will look exactly like you filmed them. So when I first saw this, it's about 2 years old, 2.5 years old now, this technology, but it started to become more mainstream about a year ago. And I saw some of the sort of demos, and it was used mainly for architecture and things like that. So I come from the games industry because I worked in the games industry for like sort of 12 years, but I've also in the film industry, so I've done visual effects and things like that. I was sort of on both sides of it. So when I saw this technology, I was just like, wow, it's like you can combine now films with games. You could actually, in theory, you could have a point where you could literally just step into the set and you wouldn't know the difference. It would look like exactly like the same. Whereas obviously when you get a game of a film, it's had to be remodeled. They might have scans of stuff, but they've still got to then try and texture it and make it look the same. It's never going to look exactly the same. Whereas with this technology, what you can do is you can make your film, but while you're filming it, you can be scanning it and creating these like environments that will look exactly like the film, right down to things like, for example, if you're outside like the leaves. So when you see like in a woodland, you'll see some leaves and a trunk or a tree or whatever, it will look exactly the same in the game. There's not going to be no difference. So my idea was suddenly like, well, what if you could have it so that you transport the person from a sort of first person view of the character at a certain point and transition into the game, giving them the option to then step into the game or the film and play it as a game. And like, unlike Balderdash, I was thinking Balderdash, what's it called? Bandersnatch. Unlike that, where you've got like these options at the end, which you could actually do. I was like, well, what if it was like almost like a sandpit kind of game where you could have options that you could just explore and solve puzzles within that environment, but also the end result ties back to the film. So you'd have these sections within a film where, for example, in the demo that you're going to show, there's a point where she has to escape this demon. So she goes and hides behind a sofa, and then it's up to you if you carry on watching what she does as the character, or if you step into it as a game. And if you step into the game, you have to basically do what she would have done in the film, which is, in this scenario, get a key to get out. But whereas she just grabs the key and gets out before this demon gets her, in the game, we've added more elements into it. So you've got puzzle elements, hiding elements, and things like that. So it extends the whole idea of it was like, well, you can extend the film now. So rather than a 90-minute film, you could make this into a 10-hour playthrough as well. So you've got your film. So you could watch it as a film. There's nothing stopping you that's watching it as a film. And I think that's how I see it, is what most people do, watch the film. And then I will say it's like a bit like Blu-ray. You've got all the extras on the Blu-ray. So imagine the film, like think of a doll's house. The front of a doll's house, the facade is the film, but you can open up that, and then inside you've got all these other compartments inside. So you've got the game inside of it. You've got then behind the scenes side of it. So like if you ever watched a film and you suddenly see bits in the film, you're like, what was that there in that scene in the background? I'd love to know what it was. Well, now you can step in, you can walk up to these things. Maybe you could even have cast and crew that you could go up to and talk to in a 3D version of them. Oh, wow. You can then also have, like, another example I'll give is like, imagine Bilbo Baggins in his Hobbit home. You could open up drawers and find other adventures he's been on, find out backstories of these characters. So you can, as a screenwriter as well, which I've done, I've written a lot of films, it's like you really want to explore these characters more, but you've only got 90 minutes to 2 hours to fit that into one film. Whereas now you can add in all these elements about the story of these characters that people can then explore afterwards. And of course, it's downloadable content. So in the future, on streaming services, which is what I'm working on at the moment, you'll be able to have these interactive films where you can watch them as a film, but you've just got all of this other content that you don't get with streaming services, which you'd have got with the DVDs and Blu-rays, all into this one sort of like film contained with the same aesthetics and the look. And it's expandable, like I say, you can keep adding to it. So that was a really long-winded way of
no,
it's about, but that's kind of the bigger picture of it.
Yeah, because Jenny said there are so many sci-fi films I'd love to step into.
Yeah, exactly. Like Millennium Falcon, walking around that or something.
Yeah, that'd be amazing to go see that.
And then you playing the chess for yourself. You see, that's within that, right? So already we're looking at that, and we're like, wow, there's all these ideas that we can come up with from just that one thing.
Falco, always the horror game fan, finds this fascinating. Will there be good blood effects when you kill enemies or people get killed?
There should be, because I do like a good blood effect. Yeah. So the one thing I'm making sure I'm doing on this, because the technology is always getting better. So it's actually now they can scan people and make like the environments I was saying that you can scan. You can actually scan people now, but it's really data heavy at the moment. Whereas with the environments, you can keep them quite low. In fact, there's technology in there now that you can play it on your mobile, just on a web based not downloading the game. You can literally just go onto a website and you can play it.
Yeah.
So the technology is there for that. The characters, I'm purposely for this film not going to have other characters that you can see other than the creatures. Just because I don't know if you've heard of the uncanny valley. It's a term used a lot in visual effects.
Yeah.
Basically, there was a point where I don't know if you remember the Polar Express.
Yes, I remember Polar Express. Yeah.
And those sort of films, that's the uncanny valley where you look at the characters and they look a bit like off. They look like zombies, basically.
Yeah.
They're all the little subtle things that we do as humans that we don't really pick up on. But the very like when we talk, our ears move slightly, your lips stick together slightly as you speak. There's all these very subtle things that we just take for granted. But if it's not there, we get pushed away by that thing. It's like alienating. It's like there's something wrong with it. It's a really weird sort of scenario, because you could have a balloon with like goggly eyes on it, and you'd imagine all the characters to it, and you'd add all these characters to it. But it was the uncanny valley thing came from this Japanese robotic guy from 1970s. It was when robotics started to take off, and he noticed the more realistic you made a character, the more it became more freaky. And that was the thing. So the closer you got to it looking like a human, the more we rejected it, which is where this uncanny valley name came from. And so they only cracked it really around Gollum time, when they were doing like 2003 Lord of the Rings and things like that.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where they got past that, but games still aren't there yet. So they're kind of there, but they're not. Like, so when you look at the games, they just still look a bit like kind of thing.
There's some that do look very good and are very close, and then you're right, there's some that look like, I mean, you just mentioned how good Gollum looks in the films, but then when they did that Gollum game, that looked blooming awful. So
exactly. So that's a really good example. So that's what I don't want to happen. So in the film, so this film, The Rackerjack, is going to be a found footage film. I mean, to sum up really quickly, it's basically about 8 influencers that go into the woods about this legend called the Rackerjack to find out if it's true, because this documentary maker went missing in 2000, and these short clips come up online on this influencer's YouTube feed. And she starts to sort of figure out what this was about. This documentary maker's investigating this thing called the Rackerjack. Yeah. And so she starts to sort of research it and finds out where it is, where he was actually looking for this Rackerjack. And they go get 8 influencers together, go into the woods to find out if it's real or not. And so the way I sum it up is it's basically like, because I mean, we're all influencers here, right? So it's but there's a lot of influencers out there that I won't name names, but there's a lot of influencers out there that I just think are complete dicks, right? So it's kind of like that kind of those sort of people blended together. So think of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here meets Predator.
Okay.
That's kind of the scenario for the film. So it's a found footage. Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, who doesn't want to see these influences having to deal with something like Predator? So it's like that in a sort of Blair Witch Paranormal Activity kind of style. But then obviously with these interactive elements in it as well, and behind the scene elements, so we as an audience can then step in and see how everything was kind of made. So I can't remember what my point was. My point on that is I didn't want to have this Gollum kind of scenario where you're talking to a character and then suddenly you step into the game, you turn back and the character's like this kind of same version of what you
it doesn't.
And it won't match. So the way I'm doing it is at any points where it's interactive, you're on your own, you're isolated. Right, it's just you in the woods. It's going to be a lot more sort of atmospheric with sounds rather than relying on a lot of kind of blood and creatures. But there will be moments, especially later in the film, it gets more intense, where you will see the creature and things like that. So that was a very, again, I'm very
no, you're all right.
But that is kind of where the blood will come into, and we will make sure that looks good.
That's fine. No worries. What I will say is, obviously, I'm showing the website here. We have got the website pinned to the top of the Twitch chat, and we'll also get it sent out on the YouTube chat. Now, also, I want to quickly say thank you to Osiris for the sub a couple of minutes ago. Hope you're well, buddy. Thank you so much for that. Sorry, I didn't shout that out earlier. But yeah, this is the website, which you can get more information. You can follow the Insta and the YouTube, but you can also click on if you want to be notified about the Steam launch, because the Steam launch will be, the page will be I think you said in a few weeks' time, didn't you?
Yeah, we're going to set up this page in a few weeks. So it's still in early development, but we have made a prototype, which I think you've got a video of, which is when I was sort of testing the technology. Does this work? And so that's a weird one as well, because what we did, the idea was to have just the transitional point, just to see if you could transition from a film into what was like basically a 3D version of it. But me coming from a gaming background, I was like, really want to make this into an actual game of some kind. So it kind of grew into this like mini game. So it's like it's not like a proper game, but it has a lot of gaming elements in it. So anyone that signs up for that, we're going to give away. It's on itch at the moment, so we're going to give away game keys for that. So you'll be able to play it. It's only PC based. But yeah, you give you a taste of how this kind of will work in the future. But the Rackerjack, like I say, is in pre-production at the moment. So we're still getting actors together. We haven't shot it yet, but we're hoping to have it ready for next year in Halloween next year.
Okay, that'd be perfect. Now, what I'll do is, if anyone's interested, please do go sign up on the website. Links are at the top of the chats, and we'll be dropping links throughout. There you go. A lot of people saying this sounds really interesting, very exciting. Good luck with the project, which is amazing. So go look at the website. But shall we show you show you how it's going to work? Shall we show that little bit of footage? So I'm just going to show a very quick video, so you get an idea of how it goes from film to game. Is there anything you want to say before I tee this up, or do you want me to play it first? And then...
I suppose all I say is this is literally just a clip of the transitional part of the Meta Umbra proof of concept. So the full video is the film is about 5 minutes long. And then when you get into the interactive part, it's taking people about 12 minutes or so, 15 minutes to complete. So already it shows that you can take a 5-minute short and make it into like a 25-minute film. And that's about in the extra. So yeah.
Okay, well, let's have a look at this. Let's play the video and we'll have a quick look at this segment. Here we go. There you go. So there's a little segment, so you can see how it is pretty fluid. I say it goes from that one bit straight in playing.
Yeah, it froze up on mine. I don't know if it was just my end, but it froze up before it played. So I don't know if everyone got that.
Oh,
as well.
Did everyone see that? Let me know.
It was okay from my point of view.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably just mine.
Yeah. Fingers crossed if everyone saw that. Danka says, "Wow!" So I think he likes the look of it. So fingers crossed. Everyone.
Thanks, Danka.
If not, I will play it again in a little bit. But let me know, chat. Make sure that works. But it worked from my end, and Dave saw it. So fingers crossed. It works all right. There you go. Thank you, Osiris.
Okay, great.
Appreciate that. There you go. Yeah. That's cool.
And then at the end of that, once you've done your mission of getting the key and you go to the door, it then transitions seamlessly back into the film.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. You can have these like sandbox kind of areas within the film, and it will carry on in the film as well.
There you go. Falco said, "This is good. It's like an upscale of playing Resident Evil Requiem as Ashley Ashcroft, but you're actually..." There you go. People saying words. I'm really excited for this. This looks amazing, says Lulu. Is this done similarly to At Dead of Night?
I'm going to look really ignorant now because I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
At Dead of Night. Oh, actually, I have seen this. This was actually quite clever what he did, because when I saw it, I was like, is that using the same? So that he filmed, I'm trying to think what he did now. He basically filmed, it's all FMV.
Yeah.
So it's still limited. So it's almost like the Bandersnatch thing, the adventure thing, but you get like five different options rather than just two.
And it kind of sort of semi-pauses, doesn't it? Because it's moving, but you get that time to decide, whereas this is constant.
Yeah, this is like complete. This is a free. Whereas that has to go and decide what FMV it's going to play, depending on where you're looking. This is so, and then you're limited to almost like on rails of where you go. Yeah, this is you can go anywhere you want because it's all scanned in 3D. So if you want to go,
really cool. So you could probably run around the sofa a couple of times and give the monster a run for its money if you wanted to.
I've done that a few times because we've been testing. made the demon really hard, and I was just ended up having to keep running around because I couldn't get away from it. That's another interesting thing is you're kind of limited. Whereas when you're making a game traditionally, you'd block it out and you then have to work out, well, you know, we want to have it a bit of a longer run there, so let's extend the corridor and things like that. You can't do that because you've scanned it.
What you've scanned,
So you get what you get. But in a way, as they say with big creativity, the more limited you are, the more creative you become. So that's actually, I think, is not a negative thing. I think I still see it as a really positive thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be really cool. So, folks, if the mods could drop the links in the chat, please do go follow Peter's game on social media. Go click that link so you get notified when the Steam page goes live. And can't wait to find out more. And please do, Peter, keep us updated. And if we get the release for Halloween 2027, hopefully we'll get you back on the show and you can tell us.
Oh, I'd love it. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Folks, let's crack on with our main content of our show. Peter's going to be with us for the next hour and a half. We're going to keep dropping those links for you for the game. Everybody ready to start the show?
Let's go for it.
Yes.
Let's go. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our 260th show. Tonight, we're going to be discussing new games, Super Meat Boy 3D, Darwin's Paradox, and I Am Jesus Christ. That is not a parody. It is actually a proper game that's actually taking itself very serious. So everyone thought this is going to be a meme-based game. But no, it's a proper serious game. So we've got that plus the latest gaming news. We're going to talk about whether we are going to ever get a Last of Us Part 3. We're going to be also talking about more Crimson Desert news. And we'll be looking at the Xbox retail chart this week because we pick a different gaming chart every week, see what's doing well, see what's selling well, and we'll do there. There you go. Jesus game may be holy like. It probably will. We'll come to that in a bit. And Danka says, yay, we are covering it. Yes, we are. DJ Mike says, fun fact, I am Jesus Christ. Well, then you're obviously that star of the game. Thank you for confirming that, Mike. Great to have you here. I didn't know Christ resided in Canada. I wasn't sure about that. But
good to know.
It's good to know. Yeah, get these fun facts. It's fantastic. So let's start with our first game. This came out last Tuesday on PS5, PC, Xbox Series X and S, and Switch 2, and it's available on Game Pass. This is Super Meat Boy 3D. Let's have a look at the trailer for this, and then we'll have a discussion about the game. Here we go. There you go. Super Meat Boy finally goes from 2D to 3D. It's going to be just as infuriating because I know these games can be really, really difficult. So, Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, didn't they have a trailer running? I can't remember if it was doing an Xbox showcase recently, but I'm sure it was showing the game and then somebody raging about it in between. So, yeah, this is definitely one of those rock hard platformers. It's a precision platform in 3D. Not really sure on the camera angle that they choose for it, how easy that would be to kind of like, keep your depth perception, like your position on the screen, and trying to do all these, really quick moves of all of the obstacles. But some of these games can be really good, and the challenge can be enjoyable. But it's got to be that sort of right balance, hasn't it? Because if you're just dying over and over and it doesn't feel like it's your fault, your mistake, it can get annoying very fast. And there'll be a few controllers getting thrown through TVs around the world.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, it hasn't got much of a story to it. It's just I think Meat Boy's got to rescue his girlfriend, Bandage Girl. And that's kind of it. It's just an excuse to go through lots of ridiculously hard levels and ridiculously hard boss fights to try and get out the other end, hopefully in one piece. And I can imagine it's just one of those games that's going to make a few people rage. But the one thing that is quite good is if you die, you instantly respawn and then you can just carry on.
Yeah.
So no wait for it to reload, just instantly try again. So hopefully, it's got that balance right. You will just want to try again until you master it.
Okay, well, this is currently £20 on Switch and PlayStation. It's normally £20 on Steam, but it's down to 18 at the moment. And it is more expensive on Xbox. It's 25 quid on Xbox, but you can get it if you've got Game Pass free. So there you go. Thank you, Kindred, for those. So, Peter, did you play the original Super Meat Boy?
I didn't. I mean, I know a lot of people did. I remember when it came out. Because when was that? It was about 2012, was it? It was quite a while ago.
Like that. Yeah, it's
quite a while back now.
Yeah.
And yeah, like obviously, like people mentioned, it was really difficult. But I just worry sometimes you get like I remember when Mario. Well, this is how old we are. I guess same age as me. But I remember when Mario went to N64 and it became 3D, and there was this worry about it. And obviously they did it really well. But there's something I love about 2D and the like you say the preciseness of it and being able to jump platforms. And I just worry because it's such a difficult game in the first place. There's not much sort of way of like making mistakes in 3D. You're more likely to make those mistakes. How they're going to translate that across. So I don't know. I don't know how people are going to take that if it's going to be unless they do it really well. But that's out now, right? So
it is. It's literally out now. It came out last Tuesday. It's been out a week.
I don't know if they're going to knock it down because of that translation into 3D. I'm gonna say 7.
Okay. All right. Well, for those who may not have seen the show, obviously Peter is giving a guess what the critics' score has possibly been. We basically don't review the games, but we collate all the different critic scores from numerous different websites, and I turn that into an average. Some of you have already started putting scores in the chat. Now, you may agree with that score, you may not. It's just a bit of fun. But if you guess it correctly, we will give you a shout out in the chat. So let's see what people are saying. Danka saying a 7.5, so slightly higher than Peter. Gozzo saying the same. Lulu says 8 for me. I love Super Meat Boy. Chloe saying an 8. Nag saying an 8.5. Hannah saying 8. Retro Jazar saying 7.5. Flame saying a 7. Jenny saying a 9. Kindred saying an 8. Falco saying a 7. Rockme saying 8.5. Chat, get your scores in. If you get it correct, you will get a shout out. Dave, what do you reckon this might have got?
I'll try an 8 for this one.
Okay, go for an 8. All right. And Gilfly there saying 7.5. Folks, this is your last chance. This is Super Meat Boy 3D, which came out on Tuesday, the 31st of March on PS5, PC, Xbox Series X and S, and Switch 2. And if there are no other guesses in chat, I can tell you that this, on average, got 8 out of 10.
No.
So there you go. So let's have a look who got that right. Kindred, congratulations. Hannah, Chloe, we got you there. Iquel came in after we announced it, but I'll give Iquel a shout out because he is our community member of the month that you voted for. So I'll give him that. He gets one. And then if Iquel could do the shout outs for everyone else, I greatly appreciate it. So let me give Iquel a shout out. Where's he gone in here? Is he disappeared? Oh, he's disappeared. I'll have to do it. There we go. Well done to all of you. Lulu's like, woo, 1 on the board for me and for Nag. There you go. So let's do that. In fact, let's do a special shout out. If I do that, that did absolutely nothing. So there you go. We'll get it working in a bit. Sorry, Iquel. We'll get that working in a bit. Actually, let's do that. Let's try that again. We'll get there. 1 second, folks. I'll have to just do a normal one. For some reason, the other one is not working. So we'll do that for now. There you go. And then we'll get a special shout out for you in a bit, Iquel. Don't you worry. So there you go. That was our first game with an 8 out of 10. Now, just 2 weeks ago, we talked about some Legacy of Kain remasters. And now there seems to be another game that's also come out. Again, this came out last Tuesday. This is on Switch and Switch 2, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And this is Legacy of Kain Ascendance. Here is the trailer for that.
Cast him in.
You see now, don't you?
I don't want to kill you. Go on, I'm intrigued. Russian, you are worthy.
PlayStation.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, but obviously we've had a number of games last year, such as we had the Shinobi side-scroller, and we also had a Ninja Gaiden side-scroller that came out before we got the main Ninja Gaiden game.
Yeah.
Am I assuming that this is a spin-off rather than a remake that we had?
Well, it's just I think a prequel to one of the games in the mainline series. So this is I think a prequel to Soul Reaver. Takes place between Blood Omen and the Soul Reaver game. So it's kind of like a prequel, but it's also showing like other events as well that kind of happened in the background that I guess you might have heard of in the original game. So it's still part of the overall series, but it's just obviously gone for a slightly different style. This one's a retro looking action side scroller, a bit like sort of Castlevania, if you like. Game. Yeah, it's that sort of action 2D side scroller. Looks all right from what I can see. It's got Kane and Raziel in there, and it's got a third character. I think it's Lilith, who's Raziel's sister. So you got her as a new character in there with two that you're familiar with, and this is just a case of I think you got to try and work out what some political issues in Nosgoth that you've got to solve with the three characters, all trying to deal with different issues. I think Lilith is trying to get some revenge on Raziel because he killed her lover apparently. From what I can see of it, it looks all right. It's obviously going for a bit of a retro style, so the graphics aren't particularly amazing. I think they do the job for what it's trying to do. Combat wise, I did hear on the one review that it was a little bit sort of one note, not too much to the combats. That can get a little bit boring. So I don't think it's meant to be a particularly good entry in the series, but I suppose if anyone wants to learn a bit more detail about what happened between a couple of the original games, events there, then it might be worth a look. Perhaps chuck it on easy mode and play through it if you can get it cheaply.
So it might be one for more hardcore fans then.
Really. Yeah, possibly. I think if you haven't played the original games, it's probably not worth coming into this as your first entry.
Okay. Kindred missed the game title. This is called Legacy of Kain Ascendance, Kindred. There you go. Also, Bear over on YouTube. Is it an open panel? No, but you can guess the scores of games. And if you guess it correctly, we'll give you a shout out if you've got a YouTube channel. So feel free to join in and put your scores in the chat. Peter, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it's funny actually that everyone mentioned Castlevania because I just thought I'd show my age again because I sort of, when I was in the games industry, I actually sort of missed out a load of gaming type stuff because it was almost like busman's holiday. So my sort of knowledge of games was between sort of like the early 90s to sort of like 98, and then nothing for ages. So I thought there's probably other loads of stuff that's come out, but Castlevania was the thing that popped in my head. So it looks like it's kind of a mash of loads of different things, isn't it? Because you've obviously got the style looks quite nice in terms of the 2D graphics, but then you've got some weird 3D graphic type stuff in there. Yeah, it's a bit dodgy, and then it's got some actual sort of artwork as well, which is quite nice. So I don't know. It looks like they're just relying on just mashing everything together, and like if you say like the battle stuff's a bit, I think I'm not thinking it's going to be great. So I'm going to. Should I give my what I think it should be?
If you want, if you want to give your score, what you think it might get.
I mean, I could stick with the. I think 6.5.
Okay, all right, 6.5 for this one. Yeah. Apparently, it's £16 on PlayStation and £16 on Steam at the moment. iQuell, I don't believe so. No, but I can always try and do it from the Stream Deck. So don't worry if you need to go and grab food. Don't worry. I don't know where everyone else is. They've all gone on holiday, obviously, being Easter holidays. So 6.5 from Peter. Let's see what the chat is saying. So Nag is saying a 6 for this one. Hannah is saying a 7. Chloe's saying a 7. Rockmuse saying a 6. Danka said, words I heard being thrown around surrounding this is repetition and clunky controls, 5.5. Gozzo says 5.5. Jenny says 5. Falco says 7. Icon says 6. Gilboy says 6. Flame says 7. And then Kindred says 5.5. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Good to see you. Sorry, at DreamHack. Good to see you, buddy. One of our wonderful indie devs at the Timeless Gaming Convention saying 5. Hello, good to see you. Retro Shazar saying a 6.5. Rock News, if we get any issues, I will drop you a line and get you to do that for me if that's okay, but I'll let you know. When is Matt? So DreamHack, what's that? It's a thing that's been and gone, and hopefully we'll be back next year. So there you go. Dave, what do you reckon to the score for this?
I'll try a 6.
Okay, going for a 6. Folks, this is your last chance. This is Legacy of Kain. I said that really weird. Legacy of Kain, Ascendance.
That's sounding more normal.
Yeah, that did sound more like it. Which came out last Tuesday on Switch, Switch 2, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And if there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you that this got... a 5.5.
Yeah.
So it's quite average. It's like an okay game, and I think if Danker's what he's read and what Dave said, that the controls are a bit clunky and it gets repetitive, I think you've got to be more of a hardcore fan of Legacy of Kain to appreciate this one. So it's not awful, it's just not that great. Okay, so a 5.5 for that one. Let's see who got 5.5 in the chat. Let's scroll up. Let's see. Kindred. So I don't know if let me see if I can do this from here. I might be able to do this. Fingers crossed if I press the button. Is it going to do it? I bet you it's not. Oh no, it is. There we go. So Kindred, you get a shout out. There you go. Also Gozzo. There you are. We can do that. Danker, because obviously you said you'd seen the comments. So there you go. Danker, you get a shout out. Hopefully that works. Hopefully there's not a delay on that. Delay. There you go. There you go. I think that's everyone. So only 3 people got that one right. But well done to all of you. So there you go. Brian, welcome on in from UK Gaming Network. Says 5.4 is more than I'd have given it. Oh, have you reviewed it already? In which case you've probably reviewed it with even worse score. But there you go. And good evening, by the way. Great to see you. We've got some more games in a little bit. Let's talk some gaming news. Now, a couple of things have come to light in the last week, and it's all Last of Us related. First thing was some Last of Us fans have come across some rumours. So, again, take this with a pinch of salt. That the next Last of Us game could be in the works. So there was an Instagram post where the team from Naughty Dog had stated that they found a load of original drawings from the very first game and were going back through them and took pictures of them and saying, you know, it was great to see. And the post that basically said, was basically saying that, oh, you know, we've told many stories with lots of different characters. But there is few more steps and stories to tell, which of course meant all that the fans went crazy, went, oh my God, there's going to be another game. Don't think that might actually be what they were saying. But it does mean that Naughty Dog do have room to make a third game. At the moment, we know that they're working on the brand new Intergalactic game. We don't have a release date for that, but that's the new big project they're working on. And season 3 of the HBO series, The Last of Us, is currently being filmed. So you will get some Last of Us content in some shape or form. What was also interesting in the same week is that obviously there was a Last of Us multiplayer game which got cancelled in December of 2023 by Sony. And they'd been working on it for about 7 years. It's only just been announced that when it got cancelled, it was 80% away from being complete, which is pretty much the same as the Prince of Persia game that Ubisoft recently cancelled. And the director of the game said that he literally found out the day before Sony announced it. Now, obviously, Sony don't want to have all the leaks to say blah, blah, blah. But he found out that his project that he'd been working on for 7 years. And he said basically what happened, COVID happened, people couldn't go out, people were playing games at home, people were playing more online games, so the online game boomed. And as we know, because we know how Concord worked out and a few other projects that Sony have cancelled, there was a mass need for lots of online games, but only for about 2 years. So by the time it got to 2023, Sony then canned the project, unfortunately. So there you go. Didn't they start that the third season of the TV series would be the last? I believe that is correct. So after this TV, that is going to be the last one. So there you go. Oh yes, a Naughty Dog remastering or remaking Uncharted games. Well, Neil Druckmann has said he's been writing bits. Yes, he is not fully involved with the TV series though for this third series, like he was for the last two. So that'll be interesting. Thoughts on this? Do we think there needs to be a part 3? Because it did kind of tie things up quite nicely. Or do we think we're going to get another 2 remasters of the first 2 like we've had over the last couple of years?
Well, I mean, they could always do a re-release for the PS6, couldn't they? Boost the graphics up there a little bit more. It's always a possibility.
In 2029.
As to whether there needs to be a third game, I mean, it's one of those problems, isn't it, with a really popular franchise. Yeah, we see it across like film and TV. There's no actual need to carry these things on, but they make that much money that it gets pushed out anyway, and then people come along and watch it. Oh, it's not as good as I remember, but it still makes a shitload of money, so it still carries on. I kind of hope that if they do a third game, they do just hopefully wait and come up with like a good reason to do it, a good story, whether it carries on with characters from the previous games or comes up with new characters. Because I mean, especially in The Last of Us, the whole world is fucked, isn't it? So there could be different places it could go in the world.
Yes.
See what's been happening like elsewhere. We've just been kept in like one area of America, really, haven't we? So might be interesting to see something else happening in there. If they do another one, might be an idea not to make it perhaps quite as long, because which I enjoy The Last of Us 2. It is quite a long game for what it is. I think the first one is much better paced. I think that's about like 12, 15-hour game, something like that. It's a much better pacing for that sort of thing. So I'd hope they sort of bear that in mind. But they all seem to want to make these games bigger and longer, have more stuff in them. So we shall see. But hopefully, if they do, it'll be good, because I did like previous games. As for the multiplayer game, I think they sort of got to the point where I think this is when Bungie was sort of going around all the PlayStation studios looking at what live service stuff they were doing, because Sony just bought Bungie. Bungie had a good long run with the Destiny games, so they knew how to like do a live service, what it entailed, and I think when they explained to Naughty Dog what it would take to finish off The Last of Us multiplayer live service, what they'd have to do to keep that ticking over with all the new content, Naughty Dog just kind of thought, we can't really do that and then still make the single player games that we want to make. So I think that's ultimately what finished off The Last of Us multiplayer, which is a shame, because what we kind of heard about it said it could be interesting. It
could have been good.
Yeah, I never actually played the original factions that came with the original game, but I've always heard good things about it. A lot of people loved it.
Yeah,
if they could have done something good with it, it might have been worth playing. But problem with live service of these days, you've got to keep the content coming.
You have.
People just blast through it and want more. And the devs, no matter what they do, they simply cannot keep up with the demand for it.
Okay. Brian said there's already been a part 3. It was the last 3 hours of part 2. AR89 said there is room for a part 3 in my view. Generally top tier games for me. I enjoyed both. I know some people didn't like the second one, but Peter, do you think there's room for a part 3? Do you think?
It's a bit like Terminator 1 and 2, isn't it? It's like they need, or Alien and Aliens. It's like, didn't need the third one. So I think what Dave said is true. It's like it's a big place, the world. So they should definitely. I don't think they should use the same characters, because I think, like you say, that's all been summed up well. So just go with new characters but the same style of gaming. Yeah,
I think that would work. Evening Pocket Locket, good to see you. I've never played them. nor have I seen any of the TV show. I've only seen the first season of the TV show, and I loved it. But then I heard that the second season wasn't very good. But I'll watch it at some point.
I watched the second season recently.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, I didn't mind it. I thought I did quite a lot of stuff pretty well. There's a few little changes I thought were a bit iffy. But on the whole, I didn't mind it. I'd heard it wasn't meant to be particularly good, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
See, I might like it then. So
yeah,
I thought they did
it's only about 7 episodes, mate. It's worth. I'd say it's worth a look.
Yeah,
there was a massive backlash about that, wasn't it, with the character, the girl?
Yeah, I was like,
with the casting of it, so it doesn't really matter. Right?
Yeah, I thought it was perfectly fine. I don't know. People just get uppity in it because if it's not exactly like
exactly.
People seem to complain about online for content, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Well, it got everyone talking about the show, so who knows? It could have been a plant going, "Oh, let's moan about."
Yeah.
Who knows? But anyway, if we do hear any more about any Last of Us content, we will let you know in future shows. Okay, the only thing I know about is that Pedro Pascal is in the TV show. The only thing you need to know is Pedro Pascal is in everything. So there you go. So that's all you need to know about anything to do with TV or film. Pedro Pascal. There you go. So let's move on to our third game tonight. This is a sequel. Also came out on Tuesday. This is on PS5, Xbox Series X and PC. And this is Grime 2. Let's have a look at this. Dave, I say this now every week. A couple of years ago, we seemed to have a JRPG on every week. Then every week last year, it seemed to be a roguelite. So I'm going to say this, whether I got this wrong. Metroidvania?
Correct.
Right, off you go. Tell us about this one then.
Yeah, yet another one. This one, I couldn't really find much in the way of a sort of story synopsis for this one. I think it's kind of one of those games where it kind of just tells its story through like the world building that it's doing. Environmental storytelling. I think characters give you bits of dialogue that help sort of form what the world is. Probably kind of similar to the way like FromSoft do it in like the Dark Souls and Elden Ring, where you got little hints of a story and then you find more as you play and look at item descriptions in those games. It's perhaps a bit like that how it's presenting its story, but I think in this one you're playing as some sort of character called the Formless, and you're just going to explore this sort of strange surrealish world, and the enemies that you're fighting, you'll be able to absorb some of them and then call upon them to sort of fight for you. You sort of create a form of them that joins in the combat. Kind of looks okay, but I've seen other Metroidvanias that I'd probably play over this one.
Okay.
I think that Neo that was out back in, was it January?
I really like that.
That was quite nice, but that more appeals to me just from the way that one looks. I thought that looked better than this. Doesn't really grab me. I can't say I ever heard of Grime 1, so I don't know how well that did.
No, I don't.
But obviously well enough to do a sequel. But just yet another Metroidvania. So I can't say it's one for me. Probably some people out there that like the first one that'll be all over this one.
Okay, all right. Elms, welcome on in. Great to see you. Evening, guys. The music for the trailer looks very interesting. Also, Kindred says it's normally £21 on Steam, but it's down to £17.84. Normally £23.49 down to £19.96 on PlayStation, and £21.99 with PlayStation Plus. So you get a couple of different prices on PlayStation. So there you go. No idea how much it is on Xbox though. But thank you for that, Kindred. So you can get it for a couple of prices. So it's not too bad. It's under 20 quid. Peter, your thoughts on this one?
The animation wasn't too bad, actually. I was looking at the animation. It's not too bad. The style, it feels like it doesn't really know what it wants to do with the style. Yeah. It's a bit mixed. And I don't know if I like the idea of the 3D. It's just some of it looks a bit clunky. But some of the sort of attack sequences look quite good. But I don't know. It feels like it could be a bit clunky when you're trying to work out exactly how to attack these different creatures. So yeah, I'm not sold on it. But I don't know anything about it. So I don't know what the first one was like at all.
Okay. Kindred says, on the Xbox, thank you. It was £23 down to 19. There you go. So you can get on 19. Tell you what then, I'll start with Dave. I'll start with you this time. What do you reckon this got? And then I'll come back to Peter in a little minute.
I'll try 7.5.
Okay, 7.5 for this one. Let's see what chat is saying. Let's have a look at the scores. Rock Muse saying a 7. Chloe saying a 6.5. Hannah saying a 7. Lulu saying, I love the art style on this one. I'm going to give this a 7.5. Danka says an 8. Gozzo says an 8. Didn't see the trailer, so a solid 7. That's all right. Nag says 7. AR89 says 7. There you go. Akipura Games were the previous publishers for Grind, but this one is... Oh, so it's a completely different company doing this. That's interesting. Kindred, 8. Guildfly, 8. To be honest, I'm tired of side scrollers. I'm still waiting on the Time Splitters remasters. Might be a while. Flame, 7.5. Retro Shazar says 8. Get your scores in if you haven't already. This is Grime 2, which came out last Tuesday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Peter, what do you reckon this got?
I'm going to go with 7.
Okay.
Because I think it has the possibility to have some fun gameplay, but I don't. It doesn't look like it's pushing any boundaries. So
okay. All right. If there are no other scores in chat, I can tell you that this got, on average, 8 out of 10. So there you go. 8 out of 10 for this one. So Retro Shazar, you got it right. Let's see if I can do these shout outs. Press the button and wait and hope and pray. There we go. Retro Shazar. There you are. You get a shout out. Well done. Congratulations. Guildfly, you got it right as well. There you go. Kindred, well done. Do that. See if it works. If it doesn't work, I'll press it again. Gozzo, there you go. Danka as well. I'll do Kindred's as well again. Give it a second. It's the only thing when you try and do that, it doesn't always do it first time. There you go. And Danka. Let's see if there's anyone else. There you go. Anybody else? Everyone else was close, but no cigar on this one. There you go. Well done to all of you. Let's move on to our 4th game tonight, and another game that came out last Tuesday. There seemed to be 2 main days that games came out because of the Easter holidays. So it was Tuesday and Thursday, and that was it. But we're still on last Tuesday. This came out on PC only, and you'll see what they've done with the title. This is Racoin. You'll see what I mean. A coin pusher roguelike, of all things. So let's have a look at the trailer for this. There you go. So as Danka just said, yes, this could be the 2026 version of Balatro. Because obviously 2 years ago, everyone went mad for that card game. And I remember we gave that a really high score on this show, and everyone in chat was like, what's this rubbish? Only to become one of probably the biggest games of that year. So don't knock it. Trust me, you never know how these games are going to pan out. So this could be another one like that. Dave, tell us a little bit more about Racoin.
Yeah, it certainly feels a bit like that because it's going for the old style coin pusher that you see in various like arcades all around the place. But yeah, it's fusing it with a bit of a sort of the roguelike influence. Yeah, so it's definitely got a Balatro feel to it. So yeah, so whilst it's like the basic coin pusher, you can pick, I think, different characters to play as. Each have got like different sort of coin decks. They've got different actions too. And as you're playing through, you can purchase other items that add different effects to your coins and let you do stuff to like all the other coins that sit in there. So yeah, I think ultimately you're trying to just like get the best run possible, get the best score. I think you are trying to progress through a number of levels in your run to ultimately win it. Then I think it has got like an endless mode as well, if you just want to keep going and going forever. So I'm sure for someone who's looking for the next sort of Balatro addiction, this might be a good one to have a look at. I don't know whether it's got the same sort of appeal as Balatro, and poker might be, have a bit more of a appeal to more people that are like coin pushers. I think it looks quite nice graphics wise. Whether it'll get a little bit dull, so the longer you play it, I don't know. But I think for anyone who did like Balatro, this is probably worth a look.
Okay, all right. AR says not for me, but a cool concept. Iquel, welcome back. Thank you for being back, mate. Peter, your thoughts on this one? It's quite.
I was just watching it going. I have no idea what's going on. It was just like complete chaos. I mean, it started off all right. I was like, oh yeah, I know what the coin pushers are. I was having to go in the arcades over Easter, but then it just started explosions and different characters coming in. I was like, I would not know how to play that, but I can see how it kind of is a little bit like Candy Crush, isn't it? I guess it's got that kind of like once you get into the flow of it. I don't know. It's down to it's not really the graphics that have got any appeal. It's more like just how addictive it is, isn't it? So it's anyone's guess, I guess. But I'm going to go 8. I'm just going to go 8.5 because why not?
8.5.
Right.
Okay. All right. Danka said TikTok would ban you. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to play this on TikTok because it would be classed as gambling, even it's not. Oh, for those who were watching last night, we were playing some Jackbox, and I said the word dare, and I got banned on TikTok. It got appealed. They realised that I'd only said the word dare. We weren't gambling. It was the name of the game. So they actually apologised, and I was unbanned within 30 minutes. So that's good. That makes a nice change. But there you go. My current 2026 addiction is Foundation Galactic Frontier. Thank you for that, mate. You're welcome. It was one of our previous sponsors, so I'm glad you're still playing that. So thank you. So let's have a look. Get your scores in for this one. What are people saying? So Peter said 8.5. Dank is saying 8. Chloe saying 8.5. Guzzo saying 8. Rockmuse saying 8. Iquel said, I missed the trailer, but I'm going to say a 7. Yeah, ever in doubt, go for a safe 7. You never know. You never know. Some people have got it right when they haven't seen the trailer. It's quite funny. Lulu says an 8. Nag says 7.5. Kindred says an 8. Guildfly says an 8. M says 8.5. Retro Shazar says 8. Flame says 8 as well. Chat, get your scores in. Kindred did say how much this was. Let me just scroll back up. It's £12 on Steam, which ain't too bad at all. 7.5 from AR89. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try an 8.
Going for an 8 for this one. Okay, folks, this is Racoin, the coin pusher roguelike. Yes, that is the whole name of the game. I'm not joking you. That is the whole name of the game, which came out on Tuesday on PC. And if there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you that this got an 8 out of 10. So we've had 3 games tonight that got an 8. So we're doing quite well. So 8 out of 10. So a lot of people got that one right. Congratulations to Flame, Retro Jazar, Guildfly, Kindred, Lulu, Rockmuse, Gozzo, and Danka. They're all going to get shout outs. And please do, when the little things up, please do, if you're not following these people, please do give them a follow because they come here and watch the show week in, week out. So please do send a bit of love back. We greatly appreciate it. We wouldn't be doing this show if it wasn't for you lot watching anyway. So go give them a little follow. They greatly appreciate it. So there you go. Kindred is 4 for 4 Damn, you're doing good. Anyone else? 4 for 4.
I'm 4 for 4, but not getting it right.
Yeah, so that's a win. I think that deserves a shout out.
Yeah.
Can we have a shout out for our guest, please? Our guest is 4 for 4. There you go. We'll do that. We'll shout out and put the link for the game shortly. I know iQuell's back on the case now, so there you go. 0-0. That's something to celebrate now. We'll have to see if you can get all of them wrong, and then we'll give you like all the shout outs. We'll just spam the chat completely for you. Let's move on to our second news story, which is an interesting one. Shift Up, you may know them as the people that made Stellar Blade, which was a massive success. Sold 6 million copies on PlayStation and PC when it came out just over 2 years ago. Can you believe it was 2 years ago that came out? Now, what's interesting is, hopefully I'll get his name right, Shimki Mikani, who is one of the original devs behind the original Resident Evil games. He launched his new studio in 2022 after he left Tango Gameworks. Now, his timing for Tango Gameworks was probably a bit of a good thing because, as we know, Tango Gameworks were responsible for making the wonderful Hi-Fi Rush, but then Xbox dropped the studio. They have been since picked up by, who is it? Crafton, that do PUBG and numerous other games. So they have now taken on that studio, and that studio was saved. But he had already exited and basically started his own studio. No game has officially been launched or announced, but he has said that they are working on a huge project. And therefore, Shift Up have now signed them and take them on board, which shows that obviously with the fact that Stellar Blade doing so well, and I think is it Infinite Nikki they also did, I believe, which was their first game.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. That's done so well that they can actually invest in studios. So is this going to be, what my question is, obviously we've seen a bit of a downfall with lots of big companies like Sony and Microsoft buying up all these studios and then not doing much with them and then shutting them down and letting them go. Do we think we're going to see a shift where, and forgive the pun because it was Shift Up that has acquired them, but do we think we're going to see other game studios that will then acquire other game studios? And do we think that they will be able to nurture them better than a larger company such as Microsoft or Sony? I'd like to hear people's thoughts in chat, and I'll ask Dave first and then Peter whether this is something that could actually happen.
Yeah, well, you've seen it with other companies, not necessarily buying up other game studios, but perhaps helping out in it was more of a publishing role, like Inner Sloth, who'd made an absolute fortune with their game. They made Outer Sloth to do the publishing. So they're publishing various. I'm sure someone else has done it as well. So it does seem to be a bit of a trend. You get these studios make a really successful game instead of just like retiring and going off and buying a yacht and sitting on the beach or whatever. They're reinvesting the money, trying to help out like other studios, trying to get them a successful, which is quite cool to see. Yeah. And I suppose probably if you look back, maybe that's what some of the now big studios, like say EA or Activision, perhaps were a bit more like decades ago when they were first starting out. So maybe we'll see some of these bigger studios start to sort of collapse in upon themselves because they're just getting so big. It's costing so much to make the big games that they're coming out with. They just seem to have a bit of a unsustainable business model at the moment. Maybe we'll see some of those start to sort of falter a bit, and some of these smaller ones that are generally smaller head counts, a bit more agile, can do a little bit more. But then who knows? Maybe in like a decade's time, they'll be really big. We'll be thinking, oh god, they're just a nightmare now. They closed these studios they brought. Yeah, everything seems to be circular. Doesn't it, throughout human history? So we might just see that same sort of thing happen again. But hopefully, in the meantime, we'll see these guys do some good stuff. Yeah,
hopefully we see a good project come from this. That should be good. Peter, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think when big studios buy up smaller studios, I never get a good feeling about it because I used to work for a company called BlackRock and we were bought by Disney. And then so the whole it used to be called Climax, and then we became BlackRock when it was bought by Disney. Yeah. And the whole sort of nature and the fun of it was sucked out of the studio because with these huge studios, and EA is the same, because I went to EA for a bit and it had the same feeling. It's this very clinical, and you feel like you're just really a cog in a machine. Smaller studios got this much more sort of like college type vibe to them. And everyone sort of was friends, and you just feel like you're making something special, and you all sort of band together. But with these big studios coming, and then like it just becomes very corporate. So I had some friends when Disney closed down BlackRock. A lot of my friends then set up other companies, one called Gobo Games, and the Gobo Games they split off and made some of them. They made another. I can't remember why they split off. They split off into two studios. It was Gobo Games something and Gobo Games something else, and then they split off and became Square Electric Square. And then they're doing really well. They've got a free studio, so it's kind of like you're saying. It's almost like little seeds branching off is better than a big thing grabbing them that has no real interest. They're just money making. Whereas when you start off small, you've got a much smaller team that is much more passionate about those games that they're making. So that's kind of my take on it. I don't like it when big studios buy up other studios.
No, and then I think again, this is nice to hear that this gentleman's kind of doing well, because obviously Tango Gameworks brought out a game that was BAFTA award winning, doing really well, doing fantastic, and then Xbox just shut them down because they were like, and luckily they've been rescued, which is great, but that doesn't happen to every company. And then it can go the other way, because you can get companies that go into publishing and it doesn't pan out and they get out. So IO Interactive is a great example of that, with the fact that IO, well known for the Hitman games and the upcoming James Bond game, which I'm very excited for, will announce that they're going into publishing, and then basically that Mind's Eye was the game that came out. That ended up being regarded as one of the worst games of the year. And they've now not only separated from that company, they've shut the publishing arm down, because they've kind of like, we're never doing this again. We're not doing publishing now, which is sad to see, but it can happen. Iquel said, let's bring this up. These companies are worth buying, but they need to be managed properly. Don't send them all off half-cocked, spending ludicrous sums of money chasing trends they have zero experience in. Play to their strengths instead. Brian said, Pure and Split Second are still among my favourite races ever. Long live BlackRock. There you go.
Yeah. I was on Split Second. There was two teams as Pure and Split Second.
Nice. Mag said, didn't that happen to Visceral Games, the guys that made Dead Space? Yes. Yeah. It did.
Yeah, EA have killed many.
Yeah. So it's not been, But anyway, we shall see. We wish them luck. We hope that it goes well. We hope that both, obviously, the founder of Tango Gameworks and Tango Gameworks, even though they've gone in separate directions, keep going and have some success. Let's move on to our next game. You've heard of the term last man standing. Well, now for something a little bit different, and probably quite applicable for the three of us, because this is last man sitting. Here's the trailer for this. This came out on PC last Tuesday. Yes, Tony Hawk meets office chairs. Indeed, this will be fun with friends. Me likely. I see a lot of people liking this in the chat, and this is only it's normally £8.50, but you can get it for £7.65 right now. That sounds an absolute bargain. Lulu's like, oh my god, I want this. Dave, tell us a bit like this, because I am getting Tony Hawk vibes, but I'm also getting like Sunset Overdrive vibes as well.
What's that other one that came out on Xbox? I can't remember, sorry, in 2000 it's quite a while ago, 2008, 5 or something. Do you remember? It was like a cartoon graphics, cell shaded one. That's what reminded me of the skating one. I can't remember what it's called. It was cell shaded.
Ooh, if anyone
I'll
knows,
leave it to people in the comments. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, let us know, chat, if you can remember that
Like
one.
Jet Set Radio, are you? That
was it. Jet Set Radio.
Jet Set Radio. Ah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Raw Fury 2 as well, apparently. There you go. All right. Yeah, go for it, Dave. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Yeah. So this is a roguelike action shooter. I don't think there's any like proper narrative to this. You're just, a character on an office chair, spinning around an office, shooting various sentient, office things like desks or boxes or printers or plants and shit like that. Anything you find in an office that's come to life, you basically got to shoot it. There's grinding to it as well, so you can grind across rails as part of this. And as you're playing through it, but when you see like the upgrade screen, you can't actually think of something like Vampire Survivors. It's that sort of loop to it. You're playing through, leveling up, then picking like a buff to add to your character or your weapons and stuff like that. You just keep ticking through, doing that over and over just to keep leveling up, see how far you can get on your run. Supports single player, has got online co-op, which will probably be quite good fun. And I think it has got like a separate PvP mode to it as well. So there's a reasonable amount to it, and it looks like it'd just be quite good fun.
Yeah.
Not a huge amount to it, but it looks like it'd be a good way to piss away a bit of time. Shoot all these stupid office things.
Yeah. It looks fun. Yeah, that's all I can say. It looks like a lot of fun. So there you go.
Yeah,
Peter.
get a bad day in the office. This will take your mind off it.
Yeah, that's just exactly. Yeah, just don't recreate this in your office, please. Yeah,
ideally not.
Yeah,
that's the sort of thing we used to do actually when we was with our what they called air gun things and stuff like that. We used to do.
Oh yeah.
When I first saw it, I was just like, this is going to be weird. But actually, the more it went into the trailer, the more I was like, this is actually a really good idea. Because it's the fact that you've got the idea of like being able to go on the rails and skid, and then you can spin around in the chair as well. And I was thinking, well, if you've got a Gatling gun or something, you could probably use it to go faster and faster and spin around in the chair.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, I don't know if you ever did it as a kid, when you stick your legs out to slow the chair down and spin them, and if you tuck yourself in the central fault, what's it called? The speed, speed up and down when you put your legs out. So that could be a really good gameplay element. They didn't show it in the trailer. Don't know if they've got it, but they're just suddenly it's such a simple element there with just you've got to be in a chair. But again, like I was saying earlier about just restricting what you can do, suddenly creates more creativity. And so you're sitting in a chair, but there's actually a lot you can do with that. So yeah, I think it could be really good. It comes down to how long it is, and I guess the repetitiveness of the and things like that. But I don't know. Okay. I'd say 8.5.
Okay. 8.5 from Peter. Let's see what chat are saying. Let's have a look. If I scroll up to the top, we have got Nag saying, for me, this would be a 10 out of 10, but the critics will probably say an 8.5. Hannah says a 9. Chloe says a 9. Danka says a 7. Lulu says 8.5. I need this right now. Oh my God. 7 says, Gozzo going for the old. I didn't see the trailer. Go for a 7. Always the safe bet. Well done. Rock Muse says an 8. Kindred says a 7. Gilfly says 6.5. Flame 8. AR89 says 9. Retro Jazar says 9. Brian says going for a 7. Okay. Dave, what say you on this one?
I'm going to try an 8.
Okay, going for an 8. Folks, this is Last Man Sitting, which came out on Tuesday and is on PC. If there are no more scores in chat, I can tell you that this got a 7 out of 10. So a safe 7. So it's decent. It's decent. So if you like the look of it, go check it out. A couple of people are like, oh, I wish it scored higher. There you go. Kindred is now 5 for 5. Brian, congratulations, you got it right, which is UKGN Zoidberg. Kindred on a winning streak here. I'll tell you what, this might have been the best you've ever done, Kindred. So Gozzo didn't see the trailer and got it right. Well done, Gozzo. Right. Danka also got it right. So those are the people that get the shout outs there. Only a 7. How rude. There you go. But there you go. But yeah, give it a shout. And it's not that expensive. Kindred No UK is luckier. Sam. There you go. And yes, Peter also continuing his streak. So we give him another shout out. So check out There you go. There is the link. Click on that link. Go follow all the socials and put yourself on the list to be told when the Steam page goes live so that you can be on the wish list for his brand new game. Our next game is a game that I will be playing on Thursday over on Twitch and TikTok. This is out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2 and PC. And I know Dave has played the demo of this a couple of weeks ago. So you can play a demo if you want to try before you buy. And this is Darwin's Paradox. Let's have a look at this. So there you go. If you want to see more of this, then I'll be playing this on Thursday at 8:30. And it is £20 across all platforms, which sounds pretty decent. Brian says, I'm writing my review for this as we speak. This looks hella cute, says Lulu. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this, because I said you tried out the demo a few weeks back, didn't you?
Yeah, they brought a demo out, which is still available to play, and it's got a bit of a sort of Solid Snake vibe to it, the way that Konami presented it. It was quite fun. You're in the main game. You're playing as a little octopus called Darwin, who gets abducted from his nice cozy home in the sea by a UFO and kind of like dumped in this sort of industrial complex, and he's got to sort of stealth his way out and uncover a conspiracy while he's doing that. When I played the demo, it didn't quite grab me as much as I thought it would. I thought all the graphics and the animation and stuff was really, really good. Or that looked cool. Gameplay wise, it just didn't really grab me as much like other side scrollers. I found it a little bit annoying in places, a little bit sort of trial and error. It didn't quite grab it. So I don't know whether the main games improved on that, but the demo, as I say, just didn't grab me as much as some other games. So it's not what I'd be rushing out to get. I might pick it up later on when it goes down in price and see what it's like then. But I like the sort of graphics animation, the sort of cartoony style to it. It does look very, very cool. And it might appeal to other people, but say for me it was okay. It just wasn't quite as good as I was hoping.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Peter, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean the animation and the style is top notch. I mean, obviously it's Konami, so that's why. But I just saw AR-89 saying that gives Unravel vibes. It kind of is similar to that. I guess it's all the tentacles and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks great, but like Dave said, maybe the gameplay sometimes it just doesn't hold up to what the actual visuals are. Yeah. So I want to play it. It look and just the different sort of ideas of what an octopus could do, and the whole changing the colours, it can disguise himself and things like that. Yeah, I think it's great. I think an 8. If the gameplay isn't quite there, it just has to get quite a high score just because it looks very good and the animation. Okay.
All right, Peter going for an 8 out of 10. Let's see what chat is saying. Chloe, 8 out of 10. Rock News, 8.5. Nag, 8.5. Lulu, 8. Brian says, not the score I'm going to give it, but I'm going to guess a 7. Danker, a 7. Gozzo says, didn't see the trailer. 7. It's the second trailer he's missed. AR89, 8. Osiris, 8.5. Who doesn't like tentacles, says Osiris. Indeed. Also gives you, I was going to say that there's some elements where you probably get caught, so it has got probably little nightmares vibes to it. So yeah, I'm feeling that as well. Gilfly says a 7. Flame says an 8. Retro Shazar says an 8. Kindred says a 7. Chat, get your scores in. iQual saying a 7.5 there. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to go to 7.5.
7.5 for this one. Okay, folks, this is Darwin's Paradox, which came out last Thursday. on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2 and PC, and it's 20 quid. If there are no more guesses in the chat, I can tell you that this, Hannah says 7.5, she just snuck that in there. I can tell you that this got a 7 out of 10. So still good, not as good as some of you are hoping. I'll give my opinions on it on Thursday when I play it. So if you want to check it out, come and watch on Thursday's stream over on TikTok and Twitch. But congratulations to the following people. Kindred, you got it. Gozzo got it, and he didn't see the trailer. I'll tell you what, this might be your new thing, Gozzo. Just don't watch any of the trailers and you'll get even more right. Danka, well done. Brian, UKGN Zoidberg, well done. I think that's everyone that said 7. If I've missed anyone, I apologise. Well done. I think that's everyone. So there you go. But today is Thursday. No, it's not. Because otherwise we wouldn't be doing Tuesday night gaming chat. Live on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you, for, Cyrus, for making me do that plug. There you go. Oh, that's interesting. Brian says my review is either going to be a 5 or a 6. Oh, so you weren't as keen on it.
Why is that?
I'd like to know. Please do tell. Is it the same sort of things that Dave found with the demo? There's a bit of hang-ups that are frustrating and it's trial and error. I'd like to know. Let us know. While we're waiting on that, we're going to talk some more gaming news. And a game that we've talked about on the show literally for the last 3 weeks is Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert, when we spoke about on the show 2 weeks ago, got a 7 out of 10 and got very sort of mixed reviews. And the shares dropped for Pearl Abyss, who make the game. And people are like saying, this was supposed to be like a really big game. Is it not going to do as well? And then in the space of the week, they listened to all the feedback from the people and patched the game massively. And literally, you couldn't say the T word on TikTok. Confused me. Explain yourself, iQuail. Not sure what you mean. The Twitch word on TikTok. Not allowed to say Twitch on TikTok. He means Twitch, not twat. I was going to say, I was a bit like, Yeah, you know what? I found out that I seem to get away with being able to say it, but you're not supposed to say it because TikTok don't like promoting other things. But we're not on TikTok, so I don't care. We're on YouTube and Twitch right now. So they listened to all the feedback. They massively patched the game, and the review scores went up. In fact, some people even gave it an 8 and 8.5. So the general scores went up generally, user scores as well as critic scores. However, now people who have been hammering away over 100 hours on the game have said, a bit bored now, can't do anything else. The reason being is because the way the game is structured, Crimson Desert is saying there is nothing left to kill because there are no respawns. If you kill enemies, bosses, bad guys in the game, they stay dead. It's not the sort of game that they will respawn. So if you basically go out and do all the hundreds of hours of missions, you may get to the end game and you might find there's other quests that you can do and other challenges. But some people are saying that if you've gone and literally killed everything, you can't complete some of the challenges and some of the things that are set. So therefore, not truly 100% the game. And then you can't replay missions either unless you start right back at the beginning. So it hasn't got that kind of replayability. It's a very different game in that respect. So Kindred says they're looking at adding multiplayer, which is something that has been requested. There you go. I think it would be best if they made areas with random encounters, i.e. spawning with different creatures. Now, if they did that, it means that people would be able to complete the challenges and do other things, because obviously Black Desert Online, which is a massive online game, which they also made, the characters do respawn. So if you miss something, you can go back and then do the fights and stuff to unlock the stuff that you want to do. And there's replayability, because you might like a certain mission, you can go back and do that. So maybe they will take the leaf out of the book. So seeing as how they've listened to a lot of the feedback, Do you think that will be something that they will also add? Shifty Hands, good evening. Good to see you. It says apparently 3 DLCs is what I've also heard, not confirmed. I think there's a lot of things that are on the grapevine, Shifty. So, but they seem to be adding the suggestions of what people want. See, Kindred's had that as well. So there you go. So you never know. That might happen. But what do we think? Do we think that this will be another thing that they will look at and add to the game? Because, you've played a game, you've done hundreds of hours, and then you're like, oh, I've killed everything. I can't do anything else. Surely they want people to continue playing the game in more ways.
Yeah, it's probably something that's on like a very long to-do list to add or fix to the game. But it's that problem where it's a massive game with hundreds of hours of gameplay, and it's been out for 2 weeks, and there's already people that have powered through it and are now expecting like more content so they can just keep going.
Yeah,
as I say, probably will come eventually, but people might have to wait a little bit of time for some of these extras to come, like these 3 DLC that's been mentioned, or the multiplayer, or even like tweaks to the way like the end game stuff works. Maybe they get to that part sooner rather than later, and make it so that you can just go into like back to like a quest marker and comes up with an option to replay it, or go to a boss fight area and option to replay it. Maybe they'll add some of that stuff in so you can do some of the bits that, again, instead of having to start from scratch. So I don't even know if the game's got a new game plus option to it, because I haven't played that far into it myself. But yeah, I'm sure they're like looking at all the sort of feedback, and they would have seen this. But as I say, it's just going to be one of those things, what do you work on first with all the things people are probably asking for to go in the game? Maybe this will be higher up the list than the DLCs, the multiplayer. Those bits might get pushed down and can take a couple of months or half a year or something before those parts of it appear. I have to see, but I bet the devs are looking at it because they've been really quick at adding updates to the game already. They've made massive changes to it, which is really good. So I'm sure they're still going to keep doing stuff for it. So, it'll be interesting to see what they do come out with. Yeah,
that's true. Peter, any thoughts on this one?
I'm going to show my ignorance. I don't know anything about the game at all, but I would say, considering they've done it, do you say on another game they've already done that recently?
Yes, yeah.
The fact they were listening so quickly to the patch, I'd say it's a given that they're going to do that, or maybe they do 2 versions of it. Because I agree with AR89 where he says that he agrees that enemies should stay dead. I actually really like that as well.
Yeah.
So you're only really appealing to those people like you say that power through it, and people that spend 100 hours in 2 weeks. That's kind of not many people have got that sort of time to do that. So I don't know how many people you're actually going to be appeasing there, but it's probably something they should do. But I don't think it. Personally, I don't think it would be the top priority. If they're doing the multiplayer as well, I'd go with that first of all.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've been talking a lot about Crimson Desert, and I'm going to remind people. And it's funny because a lot of people were like, "Really?" When we announced this, every year we do a thing of 50 games to look out for in the year, and this was our number 2 game. And it's funny because we've been talking about this like for the last 3 weeks on the show. And yes, the review scores at the start were a bit iffy, but then they've been getting a lot better. I did see that IGN dropped a review last week and only gave it a 6 out of 10, which kind of surprised me. But they thought it was very average. But then a lot of people saying a lot more good things about it. So if they continue to patch it and fix it and add stuff like they have been doing, again, I think this game is going to have a lot of legs. Also, IGN gave COD. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. They gave something. That was probably one of the worst Call of Duty games there ever was. But there you go. I never understand the IGN scoring. The puzzles are batshit crazy, and they don't feed you. They don't like feeding you the answers. Yeah, and they gave Marathon a 9, and people were hating on Marathon. So it depends who. Yeah, maybe the person that reviewed it doesn't like those type of games, but there you go. You can't everything. That's why I say take gaming scores with a pinch of salt. If you're interested in a game, go check it out for yourself, and then you make the opinion. Because there you go. That's what we do. But I hope it does. I wish it a lot of success. It's not a sort of game that I would play, but I hope it does really, really well. I hope it's like the big comeback story this year. I really do. And I honestly mean that. So there you go. Let's move on to our last set of games for this evening. Now, this next game is a serious game. I mentioned this earlier. This is not a meme. This came out on PC, and the game is called I Am Jesus Christ. That's not a statement. That is the name of the game. Because last time I thought I could walk on water, I was 6 years old, went onto my pond and fell through the ice and fell in the pond and got very soaking wet and was not happy. So I can prove that I am not Jesus Christ. But this game is called I Am Jesus Christ, and this came out last Thursday on PC. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you.
Your hour has come.
Ah! What have we to do with you, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us?
I tell you, get up, take your mat, and go home. Be quiet, Jesus said sternly. Come out of him. Lord, if it's you, Peter replied, tell me to come to you on the water. Come. Finally, we are meeting the Son of God, who wants to save all humans.
Are you the Messiah, the Son of God?
So when this was announced, some people actually thought, "Oh, is this one of these stupid simulator games, or is it like a Mickey take?" But this is honestly quite a serious game in that respect. So I'm going to treat it with the utmost respect. Now, I'm not a religious person, and I've just seen Phantom says I don't do religion. That's totally fine. So we're just going to treat on the merits of the game. So Dave, tell us what this game is and why it's not actually a silly sort of simulator game kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's an open world game. It's retelling Jesus' life from, I think, baptism through to his resurrection. So through the open world, you'll be following various quest markers to do various things that happened in his life, like there'll be the bit where where he turns water into wine, the bit where he, I think, clears out one of the temples, like money lenders.
Yes,
the bits like that. You'll be going through doing all these things. From what I've sort of read and the video reviews I've seen, it apparently feels a bit more like a sort of educational game.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's kind of just going through his life story, and it's just a bit of a different way to experience it than normal.
Yeah.
So, as you say, not something you're that interested in. Same here, not something I'm interested in. But there's a shit ton of Christians all around the world that'll probably be all over this and having a look at it, see what it's like. Probably getting a lot of enjoyment out of it.
I think there would be certain religious schools that would use this as a thing.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. I think any sort of downside to it is because it's obviously got a bit of a limited budget. It's not like a big studio that's made this. It's some like the characters do look a bit off, especially in the eyes. The character faces do look a little bit iffy, and apparently it uses a lot of AI in there. I think especially with the voice acting. So I think it's all AI voice acting, and it sounds a little bit flat. If you got some proper people in who could have done the proper line delivery, it would probably sound really quite good. But I think that's the only sort of black mark against it. But I think they've been quite open with the fact that they're using AI.
Yeah, okay. Well, if they have, that's fine.
Yeah. But apart from that, if you're interested in it, then you're probably going to get something out of it because it's a serious kind of retelling of the life of Jesus.
Yeah. So Rob Muse has got a very good point here. I'm going to bring this up. Rob Muse said, "Hey, it will give people something to play who normally think a lot of media is satanic. Maybe they will be a little bit more open-minded and try other games." I think that's a very good point. Maybe that will. Maybe it will. Nag did say it does look like they reskinned an Assassin's Creed game. There's bits of it that do look like that. People keep saying, but yeah, okay, all right, we get it. You know how it ends. Honestly, religion aside, the graphics look good and the gameplay looks okay. However, like Kindred said, there will be a selective audience for it. It'd be a good way to teach children about religion through a modern way. As a pagan, I won't play this, but if it's your sort of game, then go for it. And this is what I'm saying. Dare I even put that? God, dear God, you lot. You're meanies. You're all meanies, you lot in chat. But no, I for taking it for what it is, I'm not going to take the mick out of this. Honestly, it's, you think it was the sort of thing that's just open for me to just have a go at. But I could see this, how this could be benefit for some people. So again, this does look right. I think it's a very select audience, but it could do well. Peter, your thoughts on it?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I mean, there's obviously in America, it's massive. Like
yes,
the sort of the whole Bible thing is huge. So the only thing I worry about is they're just jumping on that to make money, and it's the fact that they're using all this. I know obviously there's a budget thing with AI voices. People use AI voices, but it's not that expensive to actually get people to do the voiceover stuff. Like even if the developers did it themselves, they could have done that. So to me, it just feels like it's a little bit of a money grab, just because it seems like they've really cut corners on certain things on that. It's hard to see what the actual gameplay is in there as well. If it's just an educational thing for children, I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
But my fear is it looks like a money grab to me. But I don't know. Like it's hard to tell from that trailer. But it's just the fact they're using all this AI stuff. I don't know. It looks. If they're using the AI for the voices, it just makes me feel like they haven't put much effort into the gameplay either. So I don't think it's going to be a high score for that, unless you're really into Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's see what people are saying in chat, and then I'll come back to Dave and Peter. Blue Lou, good evening. Good to see you. That's going to be doing the thing with the cross. Well, that is in the game. Dragging the cross. There you go. I don't like the voice actors get cut off stuff. I agree. I think they should have got voice actors, even if they didn't have the budget, like for a smaller budget for other actors. Okay, interesting. If it helps people's thoughts, it's made by Playway, the guys behind the Car Mechanic Sim and Thief Sim series. Those were actually very good games. So that's interesting. Let's see what people are saying for scores. If you have just joined us and you don't know what people are doing by putting numbers in the chat, we don't actually review the games. We take an average score from all the reviews that I managed to find, turn it into an average score. If you guess it correct, we give you a shout out for your channel. So let's start with Lulu 6.5, Hannah 6.5, Nag 5. Osiris says, see, I would have said a 7 as it looks interesting. It's not my cup of tea though, but the fact that he's AI gen and art and voice, I would say 1, as I don't agree with AI in gaming. That's fair. Brian 7.5. What else we got? Gilfly 7.5. See, on Steam, there is I Am Jesus Christ Simulator, and Save Jesus. So there's a load of games, but they're probably more piss take games, aren't they? Let's say, apart from the one we've just seen. 6 out of 10 by Rock Muse. Flame says 7. Jenny says 6.5. Kindred says 7. iQual says 4. Retro says 7. 1 or 2 do seem serious. Okay, that's interesting. So maybe there. The rest are a bit of a joke. So maybe there are some other educational ones. It did knock a mark because of the AI. I can't see this scoring well, says Phantom. 3 out of 10. Peter, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
I think 5.
Okay.
I'm going to go down the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, straight down the middle. Okay. Dave?
I think I'll try a safe 7 for this one.
Safe 7 for this one. Okay, folks. This is I Am Jesus Christ, which came out last Thursday on PC and was, I'll just go find how much it was again. Kindred said, I've lost it. It's currently £10.25, normally £11.39. So go check that out. And I can tell you that this got, on average, from all the review scores, 7 out of 10. So, Dave, congratulations. Your first one tonight.
Thank you.
You got it right. Well done. Let's see who else got it right in the chat. Retro Shazar, you got it right. Kindred. Damn, Kindred, you are doing very well tonight. Flame, well done. I think that's it. Did anybody else? I don't think there's anyone else that saw. Did you say 7? Gozzo? Did you say 7? Hang on, maybe I just missed your comment. Oh, you did. Yes, apologies. You did say 7. It's further up the chat. You did. So we've got to give Gozzo a shout out as well. And Danka. Oh, well, that was well up the chat. I missed them. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry. There was a lot of chat, so I missed that. Thank you. So we're going to give you shout outs. Now, Dave doesn't stream. So we have to think of a different way of basically giving him a shout out. If you are in chat, you can do exclamation Dave to give him your own shout out. Dave, how would you like your first shout out of the evening?
Well, I see Loopy Lou's asking for the knees, so I think you're going to have to jump from behind the chair, mate.
Thanks, Lulu. Right. This is top quality entertainment at its best, Peter. I apologise for everything that's about to happen.
No expense.
Dave got one right before, though, didn't he? I'm sure you've got two tonight, right?
Oh, I can't remember. Maybe I got something earlier. And
I think you did.
Did I?
Do I own one? If anyone can back that up and say I got it, I'll do another thing as well. I thought you were close on one, like you were 0.5 out.
No, I thought you got it, and I know maybe I'm wrong, but I thought you did, and then it was like, oh, you didn't reward it, or maybe you don't reward me.
Yeah.
So,
Let me know.
Sometimes we forget.
We sometimes
remember later on.
Oh, there you go. Chat said he did. I did miss. Yeah, you did get it right. All right. Well, we'll do this one first, and then we'll do another one just to give me. Right. So we do the old behind the chair.
Yep.
Oh, my knees didn't crack this time.
Oh, it's a shame. But I have to just do it again.
You ready?
Go for it.
3, 2, 1. Dave!
There we go. You got to.
There you go. How would you like your second shout out? We might as well roll these out.
You might as well just spin in your chair, mate, as you're back
in. On the chair. Okay. All right. Bit like a Wonder Woman transition, but less interesting.
Go for it.
There you go.
That was good.
I am suitably dizzy now, and I cannot retract.
They need to be in that game, don't they? That last man sitting.
Yeah, I did. That could be. They could use me for the advertising. There you go. Lulu is disappointing because boo, no crack of the knees. But there you go. Also, go check out our wonderful guest Peter. His website for the new game, which comes out for Halloween 2027. There's the link is there. You can get ready, be notified when it appears on Steam so that you can wishlist the game, and you can follow the social medias by clicking that link. It's also pinned to the top of the Twitch chat. So go check it out right now. Everyone is massively disappointed that my knees didn't crack.
Maybe.
Brian says, I missed the first 30 minutes of the show, so I'm assuming the best games of the last 7 days was not featured. Go, Mr. Chickums, the perfect arcade part for Easter. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Never even heard of that. I don't think that was even on our list of games to pick from. We had 14 games that we narrowed down to 8, and that wasn't even on the list. So I've not heard of that, so you'll have to send us more details, Brian. There we go. What was the score, Jesse said? It was a 7 out of 10 for that one. And on to our final game of the night. It's less than £8 and it came out Friday. Oh, blimey. Yeah, there you go. I didn't even know. Our last game of the night is another sequel. This also came out on Thursday on PC. This came out 2 years ago on early access, but it gets its 1.0 release. This is Xenonauts 2. Let's have a look at this.
The year is 2009. The world teeters on the brink of nuclear war. Every opportunity for peace has failed. We Xenonauts know the truth. The dark forces poisoning our politics are not human in origin. After years spent gathering information on an enemy that few believe exists, we are finally ready to strike back.
Lecoq, good evening. Good to see you, buddy. Good to have you here. Welcome to the show. Gilford just said, this looks fucking awesome. Take my money. There's quite a few people like this. Not going to lie, they look really AI-generated images from the trailer in the grayscale part. How do, good sir? Tips hat. How do? It's a little more involved than XCOM, but I like. Well, Dave, tell us a little bit more. Why is it a little bit more involved in the XCOM games?
Yeah, I think this one's trying to sort of capture the feel of the original XCOM games that came out in like the mid-90s. We had I think it was originally called like UFO Enemy Unknown, or also XCOM UFO Defense in some regions, but then it was XCOM after that. And I remember playing like the first couple of games in the series back in the mid-90s. And they were pretty decent, you know, a good amount of stuff to do in them. You know, you're trying to stop aliens taking over the planet, so you've got to try and sort of run your organization. You know, you've got to run and train your soldiers up, put money into like research before you, and then send your soldiers out on missions to try and kill the aliens and hopefully bring back, say, some bodies for R&D for like the to be autopsied, so you can learn their weaknesses, bring back some of their weapons to research those, to improve your own weapons. So there's a lot of sort of management and strategy to it. You got to make sure you're doing the right things while keeping sort of track of your budget and making sure that I think like world governments are still going to fund you and stuff like that. So there is quite a lot of strategic depth to this, and that was like how the original games were. I think the newer XCOM games that came out in sort of the 2010s, I think they were perhaps a bit sort of smoother in the way they played. Some like the rough edges have been shaved off and back by then, but this game is trying to recapture what was there in the mid-90s by the sound of it. And it definitely is doing that with the looks as well. Graphics wise, it does look like a game from that era, and I think it does look pretty cool. So yeah, as a fan of the original games, I probably would be interested in having a look at this at some point to see what it was like. Never heard of the original game, but
no, I'd not. I thought I'd heard of it, but then when I looked it up, I was like, "Oh, this isn't the game I was thinking of." So, but I know Osiris said he loved the first game, so he should be looking forward to this. Peter, are you familiar with this kind of game?
No, it's sort of reminded. It's not really the same, but and this is really going bad. But I don't know if you remember the game Battle Isles on the Amiga. This was. And that was kind of like it's sort of like chess, and you sort of have your different weapons and you upgrade. So I suppose it's a lot like these turn-based games, but that I've never seen it before. So it looks really interesting. Like what Dave was just saying about the fact you have to learn about the enemy and bring them back and do autopsies, and that sounds great. But then my worry is that it becomes too complicated. There's too many things to do, which then you're trying to balance the gameplay. Then it becomes really difficult. So. I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting to know what the other games scored, because that would give me a better idea of how this would score. But from that idea of it, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to score.
There you go. What I just realised is I already bought this in early access, so I'll have to fire it up since it's 1.0. Yeah, you've got the full game, my friend. So give it a go and let us know what you think. Nice. I say early access came out 2 years ago, so. There you go. Diva, good evening. Welcome on in. Good to see you, lovely. Hope you're well. There you go. So, IGN rated the original Xenonauts as 7.8 out of 10, which was classed as good in their 2014 review. So, there you go. So, if that was this show, that would be marked up to an 8 out of 10. To give you an idea, because I kind of round up the figures when it comes out. The game is normally £35, but it's down to £22.74 currently on Steam and Epic. So let's see what people are saying scores wise. Nag 7.5, Rock Muse says 7. Lulu said this isn't my sort of game, but I'll give it a 7. Brian says 8.5 for this one. I covered the UFO Enemy Unknown back in January. Danka, 8.5. Gozzo, 8.5. Osiris, 8. Hannah, 8. Jenny, 8. Oh, but then changed her mind and said 8.5. Gilfly, 8.5. Kindred, 8.5. Retro Jazar, 7.5. Big Jesse, 8.5. Flame, 8. Peter, I'll start with you. What do you reckon?
Well, I'm tempted to go with Kindred now because he's got all of them right.
He has, hasn't he? He's got a good run at the moment.
But I'm going to go 8 because maybe there's really high expectations for it and it's not quite up there.
Okay, all right. Go for 8 from Peter. Dave, what say you?
I'll try an 8.5.
Okay, you're going for the 8.5. You're stealing Peter's 8.5. So Kindred says, please don't. It's the kiss of death. I don't know. We'll see. Diva says, I don't know what the game was because I didn't see the trailer, but an 8. That's fine. You never know. You might get it right. Can I change my score to 69? No, because that's a terrible joke, Osiris. So here we go. I could tell you that Xenonauts 2, which came out last Thursday on PC, scored. iQuell says an 8, but it's not right because this did get an 8.5 out of 10. You should have gone with Kindred, Peter. But saying that, you've actually managed to get none of them right.
I've
Which means
got none of them right.
you get 8 out of 8. So that means you get another shout out. So see how that works. It's brilliant. Go check out Peter's game. The link will appear. It's pinned to the top of the chat. So congratulations, Peter. You got 8 out of 8. There you go. Perfect.
Brilliant.
Perfect score. So there you go. Also, Kindred, well done. You got 8 out. I think that is the best score you have ever got on this show. Well done. Well done to the following people as well. They got this right. Jesse, well done. You got it right. Gilfly, congratulations. Jenny, I bet you're glad you changed your score, Jenny. You got it right as well. Gozzo, well done. Danker, Brian, UKGN Zoidberg, well done. You all got it right. Well done. And again, please do go follow these wonderful people that stream and make content. Go give them a little follow if you're not following them. And Dave, it's your third one right. So how would you like your shout out for your third one?
I don't know. Should we try the knee cracking again?
Yeah, let's see if we can make the knee
I didn't
crack.
hear it last time.
Everyone was very disappointed the knees didn't crack. I can't make them crack, but we will try. So I try not to limber up. That's the key. Do not limber up. Are we ready?
Go
Right,
for it.
Oh, there you go.
Ouch.
Broke
It
your leg.
worked. There you go. Okay. In 3, in 2, in 1. Dave! There we go. There you go.
You're gonna get up
Very
after
good,
that.
mate.
Yeah, I was surprised. It felt a bit odd. So I cracked those knees. There you go. Right. To finish off the show, we always look at different gaming charts. We look at the retail charts. We've looked at the best-selling games of the year so far, Steam, PlayStation. And now it's time to look at the Xbox charts, which we looked at probably about a month or 2 ago. So let's have a look what's going on in the Xbox retail chart. So at number 10, down 1 place, is Battlefield 6. At number 9, also down 1 place, is Call of Duty Black Ops 7. At 8, down 1 place, is EA Sports FC 25. Up 2 places at number 7 is Monster Hunter Wilds. At number 6 is a re-entry for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Down 1 place after being out a couple of weeks. At number 5 is WWE 2K26. Resident Evil Requiem falls 1 place at number 4. 3, it's a re-entry with Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. At 2, a non-mover we talked about earlier on the show is Crimson Desert. And no surprises, at number 1 is another non-mover. It's EA Sports FC 26. So 2 FC games in the charts, just like when we looked at this chart a couple of weeks ago. And obviously the retail chart, FC had gone back up and knocked Crimson Desert off the number 1 over the overall chart. So that's what we're seeing. So there we go. But yeah, not many of the new games. I think last time we looked at the Xbox chart, Reanimal was the highest new entry. So that shows you that was back in February, because I think that came in at number 2, but that's now out the charts now. And a couple of games have dropped out and gone back in. Osiris says bloody football. I know. So there you go. Next week, we will be looking at the overall chart for the retail, unless something else catches my eye. And then we'll probably have a look at the PlayStation charts in a couple of weeks' time. So there you go. That is it from us for the show tonight. I want to say a massive, massive thank you to our wonderful guest, Mr. Peter Butler. Thank you for being on the show. Your first time on the show. I wish you all the success with the development of the game. Again, can we have the links, please? Please, if it's pinned to the top, do go follow the socials. Do go follow the production of this game. Go get notified when it goes live on Steam. And we would love to have you back on the show when the game releases.
Let's do that.
Give us an update. It would be great.
I'll just say, so if people sign up, we've got the proof of concept Meta Umbra, which is like the short 5-minute film where you can then go in and interact, which you saw at the beginning of the stream. We'll be giving that to people that sign up. We'll give them a key to that, which is on itch at the moment. Yeah.
So go do it. If you're interested, go do it. Go sign up, and you can get that game key for the 5. Would you call it like a 5-minute rather than a demo, a 5-minute experience? Is that probably the best way of describing it?
Because it was just a proof of concept. It's a 5-minute film, a 5-minute short horror film. Yeah. But with an interactive element, which is about 12 minutes of gameplay.
Okay. Awesome. All right.
With like a little puzzle in it that you have to do. So yes, it's very simple. But like I say, it was just meant to be a proof of concept. So it turned into this kind of like we sort of padded it out into a little game. So it's a little fun thing to do.
Nice one. Go check it out. Go click those links. And go wishlist it when it goes live on the Steam store. Lulu says, thank you, iQuell, for being amazing mod as usual. Thank you to Peter for being amazing guest. Thank you, Dave, for putting up with Mag. And thank you, Mag, for being great host as usual. You're very welcome, Lulu. As always, thank you to our co-host that knows the most, the wonderful Mr. Dave Jones.
Always a pleasure, mate.
Thank you. Thank you to the mods. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you to iQuell and obviously Jesse as well. And thank you to the Steam Deck who got us through a couple of shout outs as well. Thank you to everyone who's been watching on Twitch and YouTube. We will be back with another TNGC next week, live from London, because I am going to be at London Games Festival all next week, covering London Games Festival, doing interviews, trying out a load of brand new indie games. So I will be live from London. Don't know where I'm going to be, but I know I'm going to be live from London. So we're going to be doing this show next week. And our guest is a wonderful Canadian streamer. I think it's going to be a 6th time on the show. Friend to the channel, the wonderful Professor Stork. So she's going to be here, and Dave and her can share Baldur's Gate 3 stories so the cows come home. So that'll be fantastic. We are going to go do a raid. Remember, tomorrow I'm doing a very special sponsored Fortnite stream. It starts at 7:30, so it's an hour earlier. The reason for this, there are some very special drops by watching you can get for in-game stuff for Fortnite. And there is a very special competition with MSI that you can win some laptops and gaming PCs. So I will put more details in the Discord, but if you tune in, you could potentially win a brand new gaming laptop. Okay? So you don't want to miss this. And then on Thursday, as mentioned, I will be playing Darwin Paradox. And let's see if we think it's better than a 7 out of 10, or maybe even worse, because obviously Brian is juggling between a 5 or a 6. Brian has posted the Mr. Chickens review in my Discord. Thank you, Brian. I will read that after stream. So that's what we got for you. Thank you so much to everyone. Let's go do the raid. Oh my God, no, I'm out tomorrow. Oh no, Jenny. I'm on from 7:30 till 11:30 tomorrow night. But enjoy. Let's go see who we can raid. For those who are watching on YouTube, the stream will just end. But let's go see who we can raid. Oh, there's someone we haven't raided in a long time, who I don't often see on in evenings. So I think we're going to go raid them. It's the wonderful Fanta Dave, who is a good friend. 7:30 tomorrow, Kindred. 7:30. I'm on an hour earlier. Okay. So make sure you tune in at 7:30. We're going to raid the wonderful Fanta Dave, who's a good friend of a guest we had on a couple of weeks ago, Mr. Up C, Down C, Left C, Right C. So let's go see what Fanta Dave is playing. He's playing a bit of a game that we like on this thing. He's playing What the Dub, the movie guessing game where you have to dub over dub. So let's go raid Fanta Dave. If I press that button, it should all go live. Fingers crossed, he says. And that aside, and all that leaves for me to say is, wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, or a great evening. And I shall see you back on this show next week at 9 o'clock live from London, and back on stream at 7:30 tomorrow evening for a very special Fortnite and MSI sponsored stream. And now we'll do that awkward thing where we'll wave until I press the button. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.